Hey guys, what is up? So my baby is 2 months old today, which is like so crazy. I am 8 weeks postpartum. What's so weird about like counting your postpartum weeks is like I gave birth on a Wednesday. So like I was counting the 8th Wednesday as 8 weeks postpartum. And like by that logic, you think she'd be 2 months, but like the Wednesday fell on the 9th. She was born on the 14th. So it was like almost like a good like 5 days off. But either way, I don't know. She's 2 months now. We're going by the 14th as we count birthdays. She's 2 months old and it's flying by. It's flown by. I miss doing bump dates, so I guess that's why I'm doing these postpartum updates, because this year has been the best year of my entire life. Being pregnant this year was just amazing. I found out I was pregnant in January, so I got to be pregnant the whole year. Obviously, you have a 4th trimester, so my 4th trimester will continue through December 14th. So it's really a full year of being pregnant, and it's been all the months, all the seasons, and it's just been amazing. It just has taught me so much about myself, to like slow down in life, to be happy with like the small things, to be happy where you're at, to be grateful for the very basics, right? Food, shelter, clothing, health, like it's really just taught me like a simple life is actually the life that I like craved, which is like ironic because I always thought I had to be like spending the most money, doing the most, being outrageous. And I guess that's like part of life, right? Like I wanted to be in entertainment, and I felt like that was making it, as like being chaotic and being known. And really what matters is like love and like happiness. And I'm a creative person, so like I get to be creative, which is super cool. Like I started my ASMR channel this year. It's like the best thing ever happened to me. It's like I get to act in a TV show every single day, put on costumes, make sets. It's really cool. And I get to help people. I did an ASMR podcast this year, which is like, ASMR is just like helping people relax and release anxiety and stuff. And it really helped me during my pregnancy. And it's great. And it's like kind of like taking over as like my, one of my main incomes. So it's pretty cool. I've been very blessed. And yeah, let's get into the postpartum update. So first and foremost, I'm 8 weeks. Now I do have, my C-section. I had a C-section, for those of you who don't know. That's my C-section scar. It's pretty dark. I noticed that it's gotten a little darker actually, and not so much lighter, but the bandages are completely off, and it just hurts a little bit like a bruise, but it doesn't like, hurt too bad. There is pressure. I'm just doing a little side. What I noticed too is, and I'll talk about the pain of it in a minute, but it's like actually like my waist and my inches and stuff haven't changed that drastically. I've been fortunate that it kind of went back. But what I do notice is like the skin being like looser. I had liposuction in 2017, so like it used to be a little tighter, but it's just all a little like looser greaser. But you know what? I'm okay with it. I've been pretty lucky to not have stretch marks. Again, I don't think it's anything wrong with it. I was preparing myself for it, but I obviously still have a lot going on, but I feel like overall I've been pretty fortunate to like have this kind of get its shape back, but it is a lot more soft. So again, I don't think there's anything wrong with stretch marks. I obviously have a big C-section scar. I think they're really beautiful, and it's like a sign that you gave life, and I think that's like the most amazing thing. So I just know that like I kind of, when I look at my body, if I'm being honest, like sometimes I do feel like a little like, my fupa area where the C-section scar is actually, it's a lot fuller. Like it did gain a lot of weight down here, and I'm self-conscious about that. And I'm self-conscious that it's squishier and stuff than I'm used to. So like I said, I kind of just try and take the positives that I do have, but I always remind myself my body created the best human I've ever met. And it's really awesome that it created like a heart and lungs and like all that stuff in my body. How the human body knows how to do it is amazing, because let me tell you, it wasn't anything on me. It was all my body and the human body. And I think it's a beautiful thing. But back to the C-section scar. It doesn't hurt, but there is pressure. From pretty much week 1 after I gave birth, my doctor advised me that like he was a big fan of walking. Actually, like literally the day after, they're like, you have to walk to prevent blood clotting and stuff. And I walked around the hospital a little bit, like the labor and delivery like floor. And then after 2, he was very adamant about walking and like getting movement. And I love walking. We go on walks all the time now. And the only thing I'll say is like stairs. They like say like try to avoid stairs. My house is full of stairs. I have multi-level house, but like I have little staircases inside my house. So I have about 4 levels. Even to get up to my house, you have to climb a big set of stairs. Like honestly, the next house we get, like I love this house. I want to keep this house forever, but like I do see ourselves getting like a second house in the future. I'm gonna get a ranch style house, so when we're older, we'll just use that because the stairs are no joke at my house. And then there's a lot of split level, like in my bedroom. I mean, in my bed, we have stairs going up to my bed, but then we have stairs going up to our bathroom. There's probably 8 sets of stairs in our house. We have ones that go down to our kitchen. We just have like a lot of stairs. We have like a dip that goes down to our playroom. Lots of levels. Because we're kind of like on a mountain. So we have like all these levels in our house. And so they do say like avoid stairs, but I obviously had to climb stairs. But stairs and like inclines up hills, even now, 8 weeks postpartum, like going up hills, I still feel pressure. It still feels a little like tension, a little tightness. My stitches were dissolvable, and I removed the tape myself just after a few weeks. In one of my videos recently, I talked about like getting pregnant again, and so many people like it actually like, it was a good lesson though for me, for the internet. It's like the internet just sometimes has no clue what they're talking about. Because I had said that we had gone to a doctor's appointment and asked when we could get pregnant again. And my doctor did say we could start trying after the 6-week period. And everyone's like, a doctor wouldn't say that. And it's like, our doctor did say that. So I was like, okay, why am I even listening to the internet? Because there are some times I'm like, okay, maybe the internet knows. And sometimes I'm like, okay, our doctor literally said that. And not only our doctor, I had 2 doctors during my pregnancy, because one we called was actually a high-risk doctor, so he actually did not take me on. He referred me to the doctor that ended up delivering. So we actually had 2 doctors that we saw, but we stayed going to the ultrasounds with the first doctor, because his ultrasound machine was just super high-tech and could see, every artery, every blood flow, everything. So we went to both just to make sure I was okay, and then also baby was okay. And they both, had said like, pretty much gave us the go ahead. Now, obviously, like to have your body heal, like I know I've Googled, I know what it says online, like, to wait like a year, but given my age and all of that, they said that it was okay to try again. So there's obviously risks, and people love to remind me of those risks. And again, talk with your doctor, but I really encourage you to just talk with your doctor and talk with your doctor alone, because as soon as someone told me like you have to wait a year and a half after a C-section to get pregnant, or even 6 months, I was like, that's a long time to even start trying. And then like, what if it takes a year? Because like, yeah, we're trying right now, but like, what if it takes as long as it did the first time, which was over a year and a half, almost 2 years. So, of course I did the Googling too, like everyone can do. I started Googling, and I just really recommend not to do that, because while there's cases and those cases go reported and therefore they have to be documented as something that could happen, it's like very rare. And again, like, yes, very rare, could happen to you, could happen to me, could happen to anyone, right? But that's just the case with everything, right? Pregnancy itself is a risk. Anybody who gets pregnant is taking a risk. And driving your car is a risk. Look up statistics about people who drive their cars. Like, everything is a risk, right? And there's things you can do to lower your risks, of course, but like, especially in this specific certain circumstance, people like telling me about this stuff, like the percentages are low. And if I could wait a year and a half, I would, but I'm going to be 34. I'm 34 now. I'm going to be 35 next year. And, the healthy number of pregnancies when you have a C-section, maximum 3. So, I probably will be having another C-section. I know there's people who've delivered vaginally after C-section. I think it's called like a VSAC. I don't know if that's an option for me. I would love to be able to give birth vaginally. I would love to. And I wouldn't even say I have a whole labor delivery story time, so if you guys want to watch that, you guys can. But I wouldn't say mine was like traumatic. I pushed for 3 hours and I couldn't, my baby's head and face position just wasn't lining up to where it needed to be. And she wasn't making any progress coming out. So I had to do a C-section because baby's heart rate was dropping, which is like super, super scary. It was hard on me as well. Obviously, I am overweight to start, and just not in the greatest shape. So Labor's no joke. I'm not saying that if you're overweight or out of shape, like you're gonna have a hard delivery, but it obviously, like I had an oxygen mask, I was pushing, and it's a lot. It's no joke. But again, people have C-sections that are completely fit and healthy, so I'm really not trying to like give a, you know, a direct anything, but for me, I could just feel my heart, and it did feel like the pushing and stuff was very intense. As far as not the pain for me, it was more, it was it just feels like you're almost running a marathon, and so therefore it was not great for me. But I would love to try it. Don't know if that's an option, especially so soon or so close together, God willing, for pregnancies. I'm not going to be sad if I don't get pregnant in the first 6 months. I think after trying for a year, if we don't get pregnant before then, we'll probably do what we did the first time, which is the HSG test, if that is something we can do. Mental health, the pediatrician and the obstetrician do a great job in asking how you're feeling. I think oftentimes when we have babies, or I hear stories, people during pregnancy, like, how are you feeling? How are you feeling? But then after, it's all about the baby, right? A lot of people just, oh, it's the baby. Okay, it's this. And my doctors have done a really good job asking if I'm okay. So I'm hoping this is a thing all over the country. It's asking if the moms are okay. They make you fill out, or they have you, not make you, they have you fill out a mental health form when you go, and just asking if you feel sad, what your thoughts are like, all these things. And I think it's really, really great. And then they verbally ask you too. So they do a mental health check-in with you, which is great. I do a mental health check-in with myself. At the beginning, I wasn't making time for me. For me, it's important for meditation. That's one of the biggest things with my mental health. And I wasn't making time for that because we were sleeping in shifts, and we still do. But I always make time. I always think, okay, if you can make time to like go to the bathroom, right? Like, just act like you have to go to the bathroom twice that day. You know what I mean? So like, if I'm in the bathroom for 10 minutes or whatever, I can do meditation. I do it after the bathroom. And that's just a me thing, because I was always like rushing back to be with her. But like, my husband was like, I don't mind being another 10, 20 minutes with her if you need to like meditate or journal or whatever you need to do, because it really helps me mentally to prepare for the day. Most recently, I've been going out and getting coffees in the morning, just myself, because we do outings. We go out to outings together, like lunches, all three of us, and we're together all three all the time, and I love it. But doing coffee, going out to get coffee in the morning is like being out amongst the world. Sometimes when you're in your house, which I love to be, and you are a lot with a newborn, like just getting out for that coffee or for that lunch is like super, super helpful. Again, with your mental health, and just feeling like you're part of the world, that you're a human, that you're not just, you know, a vessel for a baby. Like, you know, it makes you feel like you're. So for me, I go and get my coffee with the morning grind, and so everyone's going off to work with their coffees, and then I come back and I go to work with my coffee. I work from home, but it's, you know, it's kind of that nice, just a little bit of like getting out, fresh air, touching grass, all of the above. And then coffee has been really helping me just get a lot of energy, and I get a lot got done. I used to never be a coffee drinker even before pregnancy, but after pregnancy, man, I love the coffee, especially with the holiday season and stuff. So that's helped tremendously. And also the other thing that I do for me time is my makeup. I used to never like doing my makeup, but now I just like to do it. It's very like therapeutic. And again, it's time that I can like listen to podcasts or My Chemical Romance, or just a little bit of something that is, you know, I'm on the Cocomelon train already. We be putting the Wheels on the Bus song, and it's great and it's fun, but it's nice to just have that. And if your heart starts beating, and you tell me what you get, what you deserve, you know, all of that, just a little bit. But yeah, so postpartum, 8 weeks postpartum, mommy life's amazing. It's amazing. It's a lot of work. It does get easier, as everyone says. You know, she sleeps a little bit more. She can sleep 3 to 4 hours at a time, which is great. Formula feeding has been great for us. It helps, you know, I'm not exhausted from it. You know, I thought about trying to breastfeed again, but for now, you know, again, just checking in with my mental self and physical self. Like, I think for the time being, I think if I had to like have one more thing, it's not the end of the world. And of course I would love to feed my baby with my body. I do think it's very natural. There's sometimes tendencies where I feel like she can sense that's where she can latch or she can eat from, and it's like, oh, I really wish I could like feed her from that, especially when I'm running something like low cut or something. I feel like she kind of like knows that's like a very natural place to feed. But the formula feeding has been great because it does allow my husband to be up with her for feedings at night as well, so it doesn't all just sit on me. And that's like the biggest thing. I really hope and pray that you have a supportive partner postpartum. And if you don't, if you can get help of some sort, either from a family or hired help or whatever the case is, having just a support with you at night, during the day, like it makes all the difference. Again, I watch a lot of TikToks of people who it all falls on like the mom, or it all falls, you know, on one parent. And that would, I don't know. I don't think I could make it. And if you have made it that way, I applaud you. I always say this. I think that's like the strongest person ever, because I know I couldn't do it. So support and help means a lot. Checking in with yourself, taking me time, as much as hard as it is. You know, I was like even getting my nails done or hair. I miss my daughter as soon as I leave my house, but it is important to take that time and, you know, just also not lose yourself. But so far so good. We are almost through the 3rd trimester and it feels really, really good. And yeah, I had a little bit of baby blues for here and there, but I wouldn't say it's anything like depressive. But there are times where you do get sad or overwhelmed or need a good cry, and that's, I think, totally okay and totally normal. In fact, like if you don't have a little bit of like sadness, either for a reason or no reason, it's totally fine. Because sometimes I cry and there's just no reason. Sometimes I cry because I feel overwhelmed. Sometimes I cry and be like, am I really a mom? Like, whoa, my goodness, like is my daughter gonna be okay? Everyone's gonna be fine. Your kids are gonna be fine. You know why? Because they chose you, you chose them, you guys are a unit, you're a part of each other. Like everything is gonna be cohesive, fine. If your vibrations are right, everything's right. So if you need to cry, take the cry, deep breaths, everything's okay. That's how I always say to myself every morning. And yeah, we're all just doing our best. So that's my 8-week postpartum. Thank you guys for all the love. I feel really great. Like I've just been walking and just living life. And picking up a toddler who is now 13 pounds. Did I say toddler? Oh my gosh, she's growing up. A newborn who's 13 pounds. She's 24 ounces and 13 pounds. So that's my weight. Those are my weights every day. God, toddler. Can you imagine when Mel was a toddler? Oh. Anyways, if you guys like this postpartum updates, thumbs up this video. And anything else you guys want me to talk about or discuss, I love talking about being a mommy. It consumes my life, really, but it doesn't have to consume my channel. But if you guys want to, I love talking about this stuff, you know, and it's amazing. And it's a whole new life for me, and I love it, and it's great. So thanks, guys, for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.